Well, I come from a family that was builders, and my father built buildings, but I'd always been fascinated by logs and log homes. We were able to get these logs out of Montana and bring them here and stack this, and the kids did it. You can take students, and if you show them, they can do it. The students that built this will always be special. In fact, some of them still come back. My name is Douglas Waldman, and I taught here for 40 years. Before coming here to Homestead, I was director of Mary Lee Environmental Center up at Wolf Lake, Indiana. From the Environmental Center, I went to Westview School Corporation up in LaGrange, Indiana. I was there at Westview for 4 years, and through an old friend that also taught at Westview came down here to Southwest, and he told me, he says, "We need an environmental program, why don't you come down here with me?" Which was Mr. Wygant, and the rest has been history. Well, when it was purchased, they wondered why we wanted this woods in this area. And I said there was a lot of education that could take place back here. We used to climb on the bleachers in the gym. And the PE people got worried that maybe we would hurt by pushing in and out on the bleachers, that it would hurt the bleachers. So we needed another place, or scrap the idea, and we came up with the tower. Two of the sides were the climbing wall, and it had rock pieces that we could put on and off as we wanted them, and when it was not being used, they were taken off. The cable that anchored it all, we used as a zip line, and that was always fun. The kids loved that.
If I remember correctly, you originally wanted to go over the pond, is that correct?
Yes. But some people thought that might be a little too dangerous. They would drop and fall in the water. I thought it would be fun. I've probably been the first one. The students from 73 and 74 raised some $12,000 in donations and construction materials to build the 20 by 40 building. As we would come out here, if it rained, we needed a place to get out of the rain, or we needed a place to store microscopes or whatever we were using or doing, and we needed a place to collect things, bring it in, to look at it afterwards.
And then what ended up happening to that building?
Some of our own students had an unauthorized party, and trash and stuff in a trash can, or the trash can was set right under it, caught on fire, set it on fire. The original building was used for 10 years until it burnt down. And we then got these logs sent in and brought in from Victor, Montana. The blueprint of this we had sent to them, that this building was virtually built in Montana, tore down, loaded on trucks and brought here. And it all went together like Lincoln logs. all numbered, row by row, corner by corner. The Alpine Log Company sent a man from Montana back here to oversee the construction of it and make sure it was put together right. He was quite impressed by what the kids were able to do. In fact, he complimented the kids numerous times. He said, "We've got professional crews that can't do what you guys are doing." Everybody that was in my classes in environmental science were the ones that were involved or did the building of the log home. It wasn't the parents doing it and the students watching. We did the reverse. The students did the work, the parents watched. Well, once we got this and people started looking in here and said, "I've got this or I've got that, would you like to have it?" And especially, mothers would say, "I want to get rid of that animal out of my house." And most of it was just donated. For a lot of the animals, you have to have permits to have them or to get them, and I had all the permits. Well, a lot of the animals, when I would get them, they wouldn't be in the best of shape, and I couldn't get them to the taxidermist right away, so they went in my freezer. And she would go to get something out of the freezer and come up with odds and ends of things. She never knew what she was going to get. The big fireplace, the stone fireplace, was built by hand with stones collected in the school district, mostly farmers' fields that they were willing to get rid of them. And we'd bring them here and we set up what was outside here. They all had to be washed and cleaned, get all the dirt off of them before they could be used. It took time to build this fireplace because you could only stack so much and let it dry, and then you could stack more. And it took days to actually do the entire fireplace. Plus, we wanted the big stones on the bottom, smaller as you go up. And it's amazing how many stones are in there. As we worked on this building and we're out here for the class, I picked up the name Wally. Instead of saying Mr. Waldman, this or that or whatever, it just got shortened to Wally. Well, when you can take students and bring them from a regular classroom out here to the out of doors, they don't think they're learning. They're outside, but they are learning. And you can relate practically anything you can show, touch, smell, taste out here related back to their daily lives. My course taught forestry and wildlife, and you could show things. You didn't have to just say the book says this or shows this. You could relate to it in the out of doors.